connected. Click on the and then click on Twitch. And then click on me, right there.
There you go, fun.
Okay.
You hear the clicking. Can you hear us?
Kind of quiet.
You gotta talk right into it.
Oh, is that how you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to have Twitch open?
Yeah, otherwise your computer will go slower and stuff.
Click on OES. Would it be audio input then?
It's... You just want to turn the game out?
Yeah, like...
Boogers.
Yes.
Yeah, you just gotta talk into it. It's a directional mic, so if we just put it where it needs to go.
Like...
For two people, be in the center.
That seems to be working. Go AV. Okay, do you want to...
What am I supposed to do?
Do you want to read or the narration?
Did you just want to stream it, or did you want to record it?
I can do both. I can upload it. Do you want to record it?
I don't know.
Too?
It's up to you. I don't care.
I don't.
Uh-huh.
Because if I record it, then I have a lot of editing to do. Because then I need to like cut it down and then be like, oh, this is when we went to the bathroom.
We're going to the bathroom? We're both going to the bathroom?
Man, sometimes I have to pee. I don't know.
Whatever.
Okay. Because I can just upload the VOD. But I guess if recording it, then...
Can you turn the light on?
Okay.
How do I play this game?
It's a dating simulator.
That's what we're playing?
Yeah, this is a dating sim. We can date famous YouTubers.
What?
Yeah, famous YouTubers are on here.
Alright, let's just...
So, the train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home.
Oh yeah, it would be set in Japan, wouldn't it?
They make jokes about how it's American and Japan. Because American people made it. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading, and he hadn't spoken a word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment in the with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It had been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again, I looked out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Japan has a sea?
Yes. I believe it's called the Sea of Japan.
Oh boy. Eventually, this rapidity made my stomach turn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front.
So, you're a first year then?
He folded his newspaper neatly and set it in his lap and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face, and he watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, and his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. Me? Oh, look, it's Drake! He glanced around the compartment empty beside us and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year, I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against the metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt.
That's not possible. I've never seen you before.
It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student. He laughed. He laughed again.
A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those.
I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hannah. Hannah?
Hannah.
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 Yeah, that's about right. Well then, Hannah. I suppose I'll be seeing you around.
That's a good pro-Jared impression.
Who's Jared?
That's who that is. It's pro-Jared.
Jared from...
He's pro-Jared.
Pro-Jared.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
Sure, okay, I don't know.
Some of the Did You Know gaming people are in here.
Okay.
He smiled at me, and he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response... I didn't say that right. Hiccuped a response. He was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it for my acceptance letter, knew my name, and I never got his. The train settled at the station, and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering, and the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road in the swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Sorry, I should get closer. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, maybe for the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy for the first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk.
A new start.
Is that what I said?
No.
Did I say my new start?
You were supposed to say my new start.
Oh, oops. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed.
Did you like that dramatic pause?
Yes.
Yeah, I put that in there for effect.
Oh, good. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about my disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The disappointment.
I think definitive markers are going to be okay.
Pat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy.
Wow, could you say that with a little more enthusiasm?
Asagao Academy!
Yeah, this is an anime. Get it together.
Goddamn!
You're a main character.
Oh boy!
Yeah! Oh, I skipped one. It's too late.
A girl
I got back. I figured it out.
I glanced around, the swarm of students gathering around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. Oh boy! A girl pressed a button on the side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. Palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great efforts, creaked outwards and cleared a pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions, and for a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking old man with graying hair called out to the first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him.
Hey, look at that girl!
I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering.
Pink hair? Are you kidding me?
I love it.
How desperate can you get?
I'm your precious Exodia! That's the voice you did.
Yeah, so?
Hot shamed crawled down my neck.
No, there's no D there.
I know. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against the gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this.
You're just the main character of an anime.
Oh my god. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory. A large sign in the lobby reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have?
So many.
As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
Oh, good. They had that one. We didn't have to do a voice for that one.
I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested, I love this line, that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle.
Okay, sure, yeah.
What?
Me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly.
No, you gotta do a different voice. This is a different person.
Oh my god.
Do it!
Ah! Of course, you silly!
No, I said a different voice.
Fuck you. Of course, you silly! Let me guess, room 325. I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character.
Oh, good. They're self-aware.
Yeah, they're very self-aware. I'm sorry? A what?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair!
No, see, now it's a whole different voice.
Who cares?
Be consistent.
I felt a lump in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a worried expression. Then she began to laugh again.
No. It's great. I'm sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh gosh. I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
Oh, thank you. I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting in the room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking towards the dorm's front doors. Did you check in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me and I hurried inside. I'm trying to put this on tumblers.
Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were, more often than not, "How was your break?" and "Look at how tan you got." It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Mai as she led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last. White doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. "You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know." I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. "Thanks."
Everybody see it?
Yeah. We headed down the hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door number 325. "Here we are." A faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink.
Awesome.
Mai already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Some of the photos were of cats, but most of them were male models and rugged musicians. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, all clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room.
You can do this now. I'm going to do the girls.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I don't want it.
Please.
Why is there only one dresser for them?
Do you not remember? Oh, yeah. I guess
That,
we did
that
have
doesn't
2
make any
dressers
sense. Yeah,
in the
you
dorms.
get 2 dressers, one for each person.
Well, maybe there's enough room in their closets. Well, they do only have uniforms.
Yes.
The top bunk. You do it. I'm sorry.
Make
took
up your mind.
job. I took your
No,
job.
just make up your mind.
Yeah, I took
you
up, I
want
took
to do
your
it? You
job.
can do it.
You can do it.
Just do it.
Do it!
Oh my god.
Just do it!
The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know was horribly itchy. I must have grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me.
I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break and Mom got really mad at me because I brought 5 bags, but we were only there for a week.
She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
Perfection.
There, that's much better. Thanks, Mai.
I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated stuffed rabbit, an old portable radio, and a small black box. Mai opened the curtains and the sunlight poured in.
So, where are you from?
I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk.
About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Amaririsu. Amaririsu?
For someone who's from there, you don't know how to say it very well.
Amaririsu. You probably haven't heard of it.
I set the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow.
Oh! Did you go to a different boarding school, or... No, I went to public school. Went to a public school down the street from my house. Public school? What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to private school. My parents work a lot and my dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience. Oh, hey, what's that?
I'd removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box and was setting it to the unclaimed writing desk.
Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago.
I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me.
Wow! It's so pretty! I've never seen paper like that before.
She's easily impressed.
Oh yeah, the lights! Let me get them.
Mai went to her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long, tangled string of fairy lights.
I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up.
She grabbed a container of push pins, then pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together, we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room.
did you meet anyone? No,
You fucking liar.
not really. I was in a compartment with some guy and...
What?
Some guy, huh? Was he cute? Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Didn't even get his name.
Mai seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up.
You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again. Okay.
Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly.
Yeah!
Done! Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from the campus that's like out of this world, but the school only lets us leave campus on weekends.
Mai walked to the window.
Oh boy. We could go today because it's only... Oh, that...
It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Come on.
And it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the caf since you just got here. We could...
She was suddenly interrupted by her own enthusiastic laughter.
Oh my gosh, Mini Santos just totally tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it.
So who's Mai? You said everyone's a famous YouTuber, or is...
She's the only other NPC.
Oh.
Oh, is that mean to laugh? Oh well. Anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starved.
What a bitch. She led me out the room before I could even had a chance to respond.
Did you see the poster? Tortured Souls was the name of the band.
Where?
When she leaves.
Obsession.
Tortured Souls.
Tortured Souls.
Yeah.
The only... Oh, okay. The world tour, only my guitar understands me.
The cafeteria was buzzing with students, excited for the new year. The only people are as nervous looking... What? The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. What? What?
The only people as nervous looking as I felt.
Yeah, see, there's two hyphens there. Confuse me. The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into the line behind Mai, taking an empty plastic tray. We shuffled through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, Mai led me straight to a table in the back where a few students were already sitting. Mai sat down, and I took a seat across from her.
Hi, Mai. How was your break? That's my voice for her.
Boo.
It was good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a ski jet and broke his ankle.
Are they all girls?
No. It's better now, though. Oh. Well, that's nice.
Okay.
She's a bitch.
Okay, sure.
I expected to be introduced.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry!
Excuse me. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends, and Mai turned back to me. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me, in a practically minute-by-minute account, about her fleeting romance last summer with a boy she met on the beach that didn't go further than a few salty kisses.
Tell me more, tell me more.
I sat back and let Mai talk. For the first time since arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. I picked up my Brussels sprout. Ew.
Hey, Brussels sprouts are good.
You get to choose your own food, and she picked Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts are
They're
delicious.
disgusting.
No, they're great.
And studied Mai as she spoke. The more she talked, the more I began to notice the small details about her. Are you falling in love with her?
Well...
She had a high, songbird voice.
What?
She was dynamic, her face twisting this way and that into exaggerated expressions as she spoke. She laughed often. She imitated people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion of them. But most notably, she talked. A lot. I didn't find this particularly annoying, as it filled the silence, and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as Mai was rounding off a shockingly detailed account of the time she accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing, a flash of a familiar green caught my eye. I glanced over.
Hey, that's him! Huh? Who?
I leaned across the table to whisper, just in case he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom.
The boy from the train. That's him.
What?
Jared? Yeah. With the weird green jacket and the swoopy hair.
He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye. Oh, you. I looked up to him. suddenly realizing he was talking to me.
Hana.
Hana, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you?
Really well. I found my roommate and she's been helping me out.
I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck. In fact, looking around, everyone was. People stopped eating to turn and stare at Jared and me. My shoulders bunched around my neck. Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. 3rd year, right?
I nodded.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
I don't get a lot to say here. I nodded.
All right.
Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they can't compare to me, but I'll give them the heads up to look out for you. He flashed a dazzling smile, then winked. It's the least I can do for such a cute girl.
Is it the-
Yeah, I imagine him doing that little hair thing.
The little, okay.
Well, I'll see you around. I watched, a torrent of thoughts raging through my head, as he took a seat next to a bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket.
Look at her face. That's Jared!
She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's so cute.
He's the most beautiful guy in school.
Oh, Jared.
I can't believe he looked at me.
I looked at Mai. Her cheeks were glowing an indecent pink.
Why do they all wear those jackets? All the guys are... Wait. Why do they all wear those jackets? Aren't all the guys supposed to wear blue blazers as a part of their uniform? No, they're allowed. They're... You know, Jared.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
The girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Did I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything. But looking around, Mai and this girl weren't the only ones who were interested. Everybody seemed to be listening in. They seemed so surprised when he talked to me. Maybe a little white lie couldn't hurt.
So do we know Jared?
No, don't be a bitch. I've watched enough sitcoms to know that lying about this will be like plot devices.
We don't really? Okay. Ow.
Okay, bye. Oh yeah, she left. That's what that last line said. Miley. Oh, okay. I didn't press that, but okay. She looked me up and down, sniffed, and turned away. Mai leaned towards me.
Don't mind Mimi. She was just trying to get in with you.
Oh, is the bitch that fell in the courtyard?
Yeah. Get in with me? Why?
She's trying to get in you, with you.
Well, you asked about those guys in their jackets, right? Those are their Normal Boots Club jackets.
Normal Boots Club.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Sure.
You know the series, the Normal Boots series, when they before all the YouTube videos, like before all the Did You Know videos, they put down the little Normal Boots thing.
No.
Oh, it's just a group of YouTubers. You've seen their videos. It's before the Did You Know gaming videos.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's right before the Did You Know gaming videos.
I got nothing.
You just tune that out?
No, like I thought. Usually there are like ads that come before the opening intros, so I just ignore those.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. The little
Plus,
thing that
I don't think I watched more like I don't think I've watched a lot of like Did You Know. Maybe like a video here and there that kind of shows up on my feed.
It's yeah.
Is it the same like are they the game theorists too or?
Yeah. Sometimes,
Maybe.
but he's not in this. Matt Pat's not in this. I don't know why, but I think he's part of it too. But I think he might only put it before his, if the person doing it is. What's Normal Boots Club? Look at them. They're all beautiful. See?
Oh my God! Is that and is that? I don't know who any of these people are.
That's Peanut Butter Gamer. Well, she's gonna go through them. It's a club we have at school here. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students. They get together and play video games or something. The one right there is John, also known as JonTron. Those are the people that they talk about. His bird name is John. John is also the president of the drama club here at school.
Sure. Okay.
Next to him is PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is the best soccer player. Then there's Gerard. Some people call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completing things. He also has the biggest itty-bitty kitty collection that I've ever seen. Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model. And then there's Satch Bag, but everyone calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart. That's the Did You Know guy.
Oh.
Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They wrote a column in the school newspaper called Continue. Paul, the one standing up, is the student council president. And then the guy there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone, ever. Unless I mix it up and it's Shane. Who does Did You Know?
She exhaled a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes.
So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club? You don't choose the boots, Hana. The boots choose you. What does that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in the club, and they're, super selective. What are the boots? The club has this boot statue. It's like one on their patches, but it's gold-plated. It's their mascot, I guess. They do this weird initiation ritual with it. Ritual? I hear they fill a room with candles and wear candles. Do you hear that? Wow. And wear those totally creepy robes during initiation. This year 2 girl said she saw it once and they were chanting around the boots and it sounded like they were talking backwards. But I don't believe her. And even if it's true, I don't care if they're a cult because they're all really hot. Do they have a lot of friends? Yeah, tons of friends. I'd say they're the most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in the school totally looks up to them. I bet they could get with any girl in school, too. Or boy, for that matter. Hey, are you going to eat your cake?
I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table to her. For the remainder of lunch, I listened to Mai talk about Jared through mouthfuls of half-dissolved frosting. Back at the dorm, I sorted through the piles of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. Mai fervently scribbled in a notebook at her desk, hunched over it with strikingly poor posture.
Hey!
Hey, Mai.
She didn't bother to look up.
Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309?
She shuffled through the papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure?
I think it's Demure.
A demure man in a powdered wig frowned at me from the cover.
Yeah, this one.
I sighed.
I don't have that one. The school must have missed it.
Mai shrugged and set the textbook back in her pile.
They have a bunch at the library. You could just check one out.
Where's the
Library!
Mai rifled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed me a crudely drawn map.
Oh. Okay. I'll be back in a bit.
Is this actually a game, or is this just like one of those books?
It's a game. The choices start in 2 when you pick who you're gonna date.
It took me at least 20 minutes to find a library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting. The library was much larger than I expected. The walls lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk. A recognizably green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots. I briefly considered running away.
Hey.
Can I help you? No, wait, hold on.
He's
Can I
like,
help you?
Yeah.
Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Too late.
Yeah. The school forgot to give me one of my textbooks. I was told I could get it here.
Which one is it? No, hold on, I lost it. Which one?
What do you
Which one is it?
No, he's not like...
Which one is it?
There you
Which
go.
one? Which one is it?
That's not it.
No, not this one.
No.
I don't. I've never seen this guy before.
He's like, he
Uh-huh.
has like the deep
Hold on, let me just shove it down into my chestal area.
your chestals.
My chestals. Which one is it? 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 Which one is it?
That one.
Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it?
It's a History 309 textbook.
He stepped from behind the counter and motioned for me to follow. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane? Gerard? John? No, not John.
Satch.
Satch! Oh,
Satch. What?
she said it really cute.
Satch.
Yeah.
Can't I just do the girls? Huh?
Oh, you work here?
Of course you worked it. I'm lost. I can't do nothing. I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Shane's
save.
the did you know?
Hit save. Hit. Day 1. Alright, I'm done here. I'm done. I'm gonna quit the game and...
No!
Okay, so we're back in. Of course he worked here. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Yeah, I'm the librarian's assistant. It's my second year, and I love it. I get to help people find books that speak to them.
There you go.
His eyes twinkled like a kid's on Christmas. Your book's right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And pulled out the book with the powdered wig man I saw earlier.
Thanks.
He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything.
No. Thanks.
Copacetic.
You're welcome. As we headed back through the cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. I resisted the urge to snuggle up to him. We neared the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. It's the first day. What are these nerds studying?
I don't know, they're nerds.
As we passed, one of them shifted. Something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If I was just a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face. The students snickered, and I recognized the boys that made fun of my hair this morning among them. My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but I came up with nothing. My hand started to shake. I hid it behind my back, trying to think of some way to defend myself.
Why did you do that?
Is this a new guy?
I guess so.
Eh? What do you mean? We were just messing around.
With your weevil voice.
Are you suggesting we did it on purpose? I faltered. There was nothing I could say. I was outnumbered. They would twist my words around no matter how straightforward I was.
No, sorry.
One of the boys held his hand out for the paper. I inched closer to give it to him, angry at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were. A gentle warmth closed over my hand and took the paper from me. Satch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be better if you cut the corners before you folded it. He placed the paper on the table. The boy looked at him in sheer awe. Be careful, though. He almost hit her, and that would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response, but... Jeez, we're sorry. We'll be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized? Thanks. I appreciate it. He gave them a wide smile and continued off down the aisles. I followed closely behind them, my legs weak. Don't tell me they stopped because of him. Simply because I was with him? I wanted to thank him, but my heart was pounding so hard I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter, and he scanned the history. My lips trembled as I willed myself to say something, anything to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read?
Oh, fiction?
He chuckled. I just finished a good book. I think it would be right up your alley if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter, pulled out a thick green book, and passed it to me. A man in black stood on the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The Princess Betrothed. I know things can be tough, transferring to a new school. If you're ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you 100 miles away in a second. Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head.
Satch,
Satch. For more than just the books.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I got your name.
My name is Hana Lisa.
I'm a transfer student.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Hana. Let me know if you like the book.
I will. He does like a show called Satch Bags, and he does like reviews of games, like giving them like dope, okay, or meh.
Go on.
That's what he does.
Uh-huh.
So did you know it's Shane?
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So that's that.
Sure. I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you. That couldn't have gone better.
I think that could have gone better, honestly.
Not only was Satch impossibly kind, but being around him felt easy. Refreshing. Like being doused in the midst of a waterfall. Oh gosh. What was I thinking?
I like how her inner voice is like just this deep radio voice.
Would you prefer if I sounded more like this? Like being doused in the midst of a waterfall. Oh
Ooh.
gosh. What was I thinking?
Is that your impression of me? Is that how I talk to you?
Why would you think it was you?
Is it?
No.
Okay.
My cheeks hot. I left the library. 2 surprisingly heavy books under one arm.
Just put it in a backpack.
Where do I go? Where is it? Is it this? Up it. Hey, we're in the bed. I settled into bed, eager to get started with my new reading material. But Mai was sitting at her desk, carving a pencil idly into the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes, she released a long, drawn-out sigh as the lead of her pencil whined against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait.
Is something wrong, Mai?
Bitch. Sorry. She let out another dreary sigh.
I hope Senpai notices me!
I don't know what I clicked.
I hope... Does Jared know you like him?
Mai whirled around in feigned shock.
What?
I don't like Jared!
I'm sorry. Is this one of those things where where girls like mean what they say or don't mean what they say?
Continue.
Yeah.
Oh.
I closed my book and set it aside, deciding to play along.
Well, have you at least tried talking to him? No. I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again?
She bobbed her head from side to side, considering this like it never crossed her mind before.
Yeah, maybe I could do that.
Satisfied, I picked my book back up.
Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hana?
What?
Huh? Me? No. Never.
Really?
Really. Never. Never. I bet you 10,000 yen that you meet a totally cute boy here and fall in love by the end of the school year.
How much is that? Like $5?
$100.
That's like $5.
I think it's $100. You're crazy.
I buried my face back in my book. Hold on, I put
It
an
went
accent.
southern.
Yeah, hold on. I buried my face back in my book, barring Mai from any further discussion. Fall in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were a betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I awoke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat.
Lizard.
Lizard. Mai was already up, shuffling through her school bag with an enigmatic grin. The first day of school.
Hana!
You're finally awake.
Her voice sliced through the air like a knife, and I winced. She was definitely a morning person.
It's time for the first day of school. Aren't you excited? I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. What do you mean? Is something special happening today? Something strange always happens on the first day of school, especially to someone like you.
Because it's possible for things to be different here than they were at home. I don't know. Nobody knows anything about your
The
home.
name of that poster is Obsession by Alvin Stein.
Why is there a bear?
I don't know.
What if the problem wasn't actually the school? I shook the thoughts out of my head and changed into my uniform.
Oh! What is it? You look so
vest and blue jacket. But apparently they don't have showers? Girl, that's gross.
They have showers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it really possible for things to be different here than they were at home? I don't know. Nobody knows anything about your
The
home.
name of that poster is Obsession by Alvin Stein.
Why is there a bear?
I don't know.
What if the problem wasn't actually the school? I shook the thoughts out of my head and changed into my uniform.
Oh! What is it?
Huh?
You look so cute!
Really?
Heat crept up my neck.
Yeah!
Completely! Your hair matches your uniform so well! You look like a flower blooming straight out of the ground. Thank you.
Water stung the back of my eyes, and I turned to start packing my backpack. Why is she a little baby?
She was bored.
Why was I getting worked up about something as little as this? I must have gotten less sleep than I thought.
Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just happy.
How dumb was that? I started crying at the first sign of someone being nice to me.
She was picked on. Haven't you picked that up yet?
No, there's not a lot of subtext going on around here. I took a deep breath to steady my nerves. You've played this before. Don't give me that shit.
I watched it.
Exactly. Same thing. What an oddly menacing thud. All the air left my lungs as something like horseshoes slammed against my back.
You'll do just fine. Don't worry about this. This is going to be awesome.
I stiffly peered over my shoulder.
That was you.
What?
Huh?
Mai stood behind me, her hand raised. Somehow, she had the strength of a bodybuilder.
Nothing.
I was just about to zip my bag up when I spotted the book Satch gave me, lying on my nightstand. The Princess Betrothed. He said that if I ever needed to be transported somewhere far away, I could take it with me. It was pretty good so far. Maybe it would be smart to bring it along, just in case I had no one to talk to between class periods. Would I need it for my first day of class?
Do we need the Princess Bride?
I don't know.
Do we need the Princess Bride? I think we need the Princess Bride.
Alright, we're gonna take it.
Always take a book with you in case you get bored.
I guess.
That's what I do.
I'll bring a DS. I put it into my already overfull bag, biting my lip. It never hurt to be prepared, right? Who's she talking to?
Yourself.
Fucking weirdo.
You don't think that stuff to yourself?
Not really.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. I started bleeding Mai into Hana.
You want me to do my?
No, I got it.
No?
Stick with me.
Mai opened the door, and together we stepped into the hallway, merging into a steady flow of chittering girls and fruit-flavored perfume.
Yep.
What?
That's how that smells like. Oh my! I didn't know you lived on the same floor. No way, really? That's awesome. Now we'll be able to catch up. Whatever happened between you and...
Bye. The river of girls shifted as we headed down the stairs. Suddenly, I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know.
What a jerk.
Oh wow, what a jerk he turned out to be.
Mai's exclamations faded into the buzz of voices in the air. Oh no, what would I do if we got separated?
Dun, dun, dun.
Anxiously, I searched the crowd of girls for Mai, but I couldn't find her. Everyone was dressed in the same Asagao uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart, and being so short really didn't help the situation. As we turned the last corner down the stairwell, I saw a flash of red hair a little ways in front of me.
Mai?
I reached between two girls and tapped her on the shoulder. That ain't Mai.
Oh, who are you?
The girl's eyes flashed, almost like a jolt of electricity shot through them.
I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else.
She said nothing and turned away. Before I knew it, I stood outside of Primrose House, watching the flow of girls disperse across campus. Mai was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even hear her chirpy voice.
Oh man.
This is about that time where she meets someone else, right?
Yeah, she's gonna be a boy.
Oh yeah, which one is it?
I don't remember.
This wasn't a big deal. I could go to class alone. But I didn't even know where the building was.
Shit, man.
I reached into my backpack and dragged out my class schedule. Homeroom, 206, Poppy Hall.
Everything's named after flowers.
Oh, what does Asagao mean?
I think it's a flower. I'd assume it's a flower. Everything else is named after flowers.
I picked a direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late to the first day of class. As a third year, where no one knew me, all the people staring.
Hey!
Hey, you okay? You look a little lost. Who's this?
Someone.
I hope it's someone from Brooklyn.
That's
Because that's what I got so far. From that one hey. Someone called out to me, and I turned around, almost jumping for joy. Oh, it's John. I don't watch a lot.
I don't watch him either.
Yeah.
I just know him from Maya and TJ.
Yeah, and John.
And John, yeah.
When I froze, a normal boots jacket. When I froze, what?
When I froze.
Yeah, that ain't a sentence.
She said she was jumping for joy when she turned around.
Oh, hey, all right, cool.
Hey! 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 Hey!
I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be John Tron. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is.
I don't know how to do this voice. It's like, what does he sound like?
He kind of like lisps a little, like
That's it.
like a Chicago.
You a freshman? No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
Sounds about right, I think.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Really?
That would be wonderful. Thank you. This is really happening.
I don't want to play anymore. I'm done. I'm done here.
You've been saying this every time we meet a boy.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Are you bored of meeting boys?
Yes! Oh, you said this game was fun.
It's gonna be fun when we start dating
We're not even
boys.
playing anything.
When we date the
We're
boys.
just reading a freaking book.
We gotta get to know the boys first before we date the boys.
It's summer. I don't want to be reading books. You began walking toward a large brick. I'm hungry.
You wanna take a break and eat?
Yeah.
Is that really the problem here?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
We'll take a break and eat. Don't quit all the way though. Will that take us just back to the front? Oh.
No.
Remember we had an issue opening it. Guys, see Nami? Nami's beautiful. The people who aren't here.
Okay, let's see how many people have watched us. No one. Good job. All right. Good job, team.
GJ team.